Jamie Vandenbolt. He's way more stoked about that than he's letting on. This place is amazing. We haven't surfed for a couple of months now and just went for a surf. So stoked right now. So the craziest thing just happened. One of the waves flipped the dinghy and it was floating upside down. What a crazy morning.
With Hurricane Irma, boats tossed. Here we are at this marina.
Hi, my name's Colin. I used to be a chief engineer on super yachts, but gave it all up to buy a hurricane-damaged Lagoon 450. My friends and I are fixing it up as we go, and are determined to circumnavigate the entire planet. So subscribe if you want some inspiration to live life to the fullest. 20 years from now, you will be more disappointed by the things you didn't do than by the things you did. So what are you waiting for? After months of Panama having one of the strictest lockdowns in the world, they finally announced that exercise was allowed in your allocated time slots. This meant men and women were allowed out of their home 3 days a week on alternating days. Even though Las Perlas was absolutely stunning and we were so happy to be there, as soon as surfing was permitted as an exercise, we picked up our anchor and headed straight for the surf at Playa Venao.
Squall coming straight ahead of us. It's literally coming straight towards us. There's not much we can do. We could tack and go that way, but we still get hit. Near away, but still get hit. So we're just going straight into the middle of it. Oh, mate! Yeah! 24 knots out here, and we just caught a fish. Looks interesting.
Not the ideal situation, but we're gonna make it work. In the scroll. Whoa. First mahi in the Pacific. Woohoo!
Oh, it's gonna start crashing. Pull him alongside.
Mahi-mahi has become our favourite fish to catch. It just tastes so good.
Marty.
So we just put him straight to sleep, no pain at all.
How do you feel, Jamie?
Feel excited?
You finally got your fish?
Yeah.
We hadn't caught one since coming into the Pacific, so we were pretty excited about this.
Happy man over here.
We've just realised why we caught this mahi-mahi.
There's mahi-mahi
Blood on the mahi-mahi.
Jamie likes to be very organised. Even his underwear has daily reminders on them. Leave a comment if you would like a set of these, and Jamie will send you the link.
It's been a bit of a nightmare today, so we're going southwest. We're meant to have a nice northerly wind, like 15 knots, push us all the way to Playa Venao, and we've had southerlies, and then now it's kind of southwest, so we can't go straight to Venao, so we've got to tack our way up. And now the wind vane stopped working, it's just spinning around in circles, so the autopilot doesn't work. So we're just taking turns hand steering at the moment. Yeah, and we've had dealing with fish, which is a good thing, but there's so much going on. This is not the relaxing sail that I thought we'd be having.
But you're gonna have surf.
Hopefully there's forward serve. Maybe a nice nutritious lunch. It's rice
Right.
with some soy sauce on it.
Super
Just
gourmet.
making sure I get all my vitamins. What is it?
Mahi again.
After the third mahi-mahi, we knew our freezers would be full, so we brought the rods in for the night.
Oh shit. You alright, let me go. I think I got blood on my lens.
Mahi-mahi with a bit of wasabi and soy sauce, fresh, about 2 hours old, and Philo's going to try his first bit.
I don't think, have you had mahi-mahi before?
Oh, I'm excited. Philo just, yeah, go for it. It's actually the first mahi-mahi on the Pacific side. What do you think? It's good?
Amazing.
Not bad.
So good.
As you guys saw, Jamie just caught that beautiful mahi-mahi. And prior to this, and it may still be, the record on Parlay has been by Brady, a mate from New Zealand. He caught a monster mahi-mahi. It's, I think, going from Aruba to Colombia maybe. It was solid. Woo! It's a monster! Who's got it? What do you guys think? Brady on the left. You see it?
Yep.
Jamie on the right.
Oof. Go again?
Brady.
I reckon Jamie's.
I think Jamie must have it.
Jamie, by far.
Close, but I think he got it. Got a new record.
Got a new record.
Jamie Vandenbalk.
Yeah.
He's way more stoked about that than he's letting on.
Oh my God,
He is so stoked about
I was looking at the pictures before from the phone. It was like, oh! Yeah.
The wind vane not working meant we had absolutely no indication of wind speed or direction from the display. This meant we had to use our senses and pay close attention to what the wind was doing. It's so easy to become dependent on your cages, so it's good to go back to the basics every now and then.
It's dark, if you haven't noticed. The wind vane is not working. And so the main thing, because we have no wind vane, is you have to pay close attention to what the wind is doing. One way to do it is turn your head, and when you can feel it in both ears, your head's facing towards the wind. You can put your hands up, and you feel it on the palms of your hand, that's another way. And then we'll have the spotlight, and you shoot to the top of the wind vane, and you can see what direction the wind is doing. So we don't want to accidentally jibe, and we don't want to accidentally tack if the wind comes 45.
Are you stressed by watching by yourself, Philo?
No, I will be. Not right now.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Good.
You know the rule, it's don't go anywhere by yourself. Naomi said she'll help out here and there, otherwise you'll be alone. So be super, super, super careful. You've got to go from here, holding on, down to the salon, and into the salon, and then back up. No walking around on deck whatsoever. If you fall off, you will drown. 100%. Especially when you're on watch on your own. I'd rather be woken up 10 times by nothing than wake up once in a disaster.
So it's 5:30. We're finishing our shift with Jamie. We're having a beautiful sunrise. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Jamie.
Good morning.
This road is cool.
We made it safely to Playa Venao, and we jumped straight into the water to go for a surf before the sun went down, and man were we stoked. So we just made it here to Playa Venao and just went for a surf, and it was unbelievable. It's just so nice to be surfing again. We haven't surfed for a couple of months now. We've been out in the Pearl Islands, and Panama's banned all sports until this week, so just so stoked right now. We're allowed to go on the beach, and the police were there, and they were kind of like, no one really minded. We weren't doing anything wrong really, and yeah, I'm pretty happy right now. Beautiful sunset. So we're gonna stay here for maybe a week or so, surf as much as we can until we make our next move, but this place is amazing. We were surfing twice a day and couldn't be happier. Life was good. Even in the middle of a pandemic, if we can surf, nothing else matters. Everything just seemed too good to be true until...
So the craziest thing just happened. We were surfing out here and the wind came on shore right at the end and it started dragging the dinghy towards the beach. You can see it's choppy as hell out here. One of the waves flipped the dinghy and it was floating upside down. So we're like, oh shit. Right before I got to it, another wave hit it and flipped it upright. We managed to get the dinghy onto the beach. And then Matteo from Salinas here, he's gone and got his truck and we're gonna try and get the dinghy around to the other side where it's flat so we can actually try and get the dinghy in.
The surf break where we were is over there. So eventually everyone was like, "Ah, we don't have a GoPro." So I went for a nice long run on the beach.
What a crazy morning. Can't believe it. When I took the engine cowling off, the motor was almost completely dry and the dinghy was upside down for a good 60 seconds. So happy that the motor's not flooded.
Marty, sit.
He saw someone doing this.
This is brilliant.
Oh my god. Yeah, that's a bad idea. Way better. And they put me on the camera because I can carry. They don't believe in my power.
What a morning. So now we'll just put the engine back on, we'll push it out, and if I can get it started, we'll just run it, just blast it out.
The moment of truth.
Come on, baby.
Come on, baby, we love you.
You got this.
I think it's gonna go.
Breathing in. Yeah.
So we're back at the boat now, and the motor's running absolutely fine. It's a miracle, because this thing was flipped upside down for like a minute. But there's a few lessons to be learned here. One of them being this pissy little anchor that I've got here. This is not adequate to hold this dinghy. It's dragged a few times. I've got a bigger anchor and I've just been lazy and I haven't swapped it out. So we're gonna do that. So that's lesson number one, but lesson number two was also just to pay, and lesson number two was just to be a lot more careful about where we anchor the dinghy and to keep an eye on it. Big lessons learned. We hope to never have to do this again because that was pretty terrifying for a while there. We're talking like the waves were overhead waves, the sets were overhead.
I never seen Zane in duck diving that well. It was like the duck dive master. He was going in the waves like raging bull kind of situation. And I got just land. I was useless.
A set of 6 big waves that come, and we hadn't even had that many big waves all day.
And then like we just see all this whitewash with a paddle coming, the pump coming, some flip-flops around, us just rolling underneath the whitewash. It was quite of a mess.
So what we did there and how we didn't let it flip over again is that we held onto the painter and just let the waves smash us all the way back into the beach, but keeping that bow into the waves, and both of us with all of our weight, when the waves came it would just launch us almost into the air, and then we'd pull it back down and coming slowly back to the beach.
It couldn't have worked out better how everything happened after that. We're gonna have to go buy some drinks at Selena's tonight because Mateo was an absolute legend.
Dinghies are so important when you're living on a boat. This is our mode of transport to and from the boat. We can't let anything happen to this. We've already done a few repairs to the pontoons and stuff, and the engine's a Yamaha 15 horse 2-stroke. It's a bloody ripper. That's it, ripper.
It was such a relief not to have lost the dinghy. When I first saw it flip, my mind immediately went to where can I buy a dinghy in this neck of the woods. With a new appreciation for our vehicle, there were a few big lessons to be learned, but I'm so glad everything and everyone are doing just fine.
Woo! What a morning. The one time we don't take a GoPro with us. We miss the most insane dinghy footage ever.
I think we did good though.